This add-on lets you turn a quad-based high-poly 3D model to a model that you can use in video games or for another real-time rendering application. This means you can model something using a subdivision surface modifier and import it in a game engine. The whole process takes less than a minute, and it works for both models made with Blender or imported from other tools. I'll show you an example. Firstly, let's duplicate the model. With default settings, press Optimize. After about 10 seconds, all the loops with small contribution to the shape of the object will be removed. The optimization factor defines how aggressive the optimization will be. Increasing the optimization factor further will remove more and more loops from the model. If you want to play around with the optimization factor, start with the lower value and increase it slowly until you're satisfied. Note that you do not have to undo the optimization every time because the output is a quad-based model as well. For example, now we can just increase the factor and get the result immediately. The result again preserved the nice quad topology as well as the UV coordinates. If you don't care about the quad topology, you can use Remove Loop Segments option. Up to now, we only removed full loops from the model to preserve the quad topology. This option will additionally remove segments of the loop. You can adjust the minimal segment size here as well. Segments to be removed are picked so that the deformation of the shape is minimal. Again, how aggressive the optimization is can be controlled by the optimization factor. Turn on the triangulation option as well to avoid angles in the optimized model. Remember that once you turn any of these options on, the model loses the quad topology and it can't be further optimized without undoing the last step. Once you find a setting that you are satisfied with, you can apply them to the other models and get consistent results. The optimization factor considers the size of the object you are optimizing. The same optimization factor will decimate smaller objects more than the larger objects. Another thing you may want to do is transfer materials from the original objects to the optimized low-poly object. To do this, select the original objects and press the Bake Maps. The maps will be baked to the folder where the blend file is saved. There is a helper function that opens this folder for you to inspect the maps. You will see the familiar PBR textures except for one, the normal map. Instead of baking the normal map in tangent space like it is common practice with the game engines, this map is in object space. This is made on purpose as tangent space is changed after optimization. Don't worry if you aren't familiar with the object space normal map or the engine you use doesn't support it. I'll show you how to create a more common tangent space normal map. Firstly, select the low poly objects and click Apply Baked Material. This will load maps from the output folder and apply them to the objects. Now you can press Bake Tangent Normal Map and you get the tangent normal map in the output folder. Simple as that. If for whatever reason you change the nodes of the baked material and want to reset it, just change its name and the new one will be created when you press Apply Baked Materials again. Otherwise, pressing the Apply Baked Materials will only reload the maps from the output folder. There are a couple of settings here as well. You can set the size of output maps as well, which maps you want to bake. You can even generate a smoothness metal map for use with the standard shader in Unity game engine. You can set the number of samples per pixel during baking. I found that 4 samples are low enough to get results quickly but high enough to reduce aliasing. In the end, a couple of helper functions. Apply modifiers and join will help reduce the baking time, and you will end up with a single object. which is what you usually want in games for static objects. However, you should do this either at the very start of the process or at the very end. Because joining can change the object space which the add-on relies on when baking the low poly maps, you can't do this in the middle of the process. Finally, you have the option to export the FBX with one click. It will show up in the output folder. Thanks for watching. By buying the add-on, you support the development and get access to the future updates. If you have any comments or suggestions, let me know in the comments section or join the discussion on the Blender Artists Forum. The link will be in the description. Thank you.